Welcome to News from Around the Table. My name is Matt. This week, details on the Acquisitions Inc. D&D supplement, Talisman the RPG gets a release date, and China declares war on Cthulhu? This week, let's kick things off with Chaosium. RuneQuest, role-playing Glorantha Slipcase, was set to release this week, but due to unforeseen circumstances at the US warehouse, it is now going to be available Wednesday, April 4th. I, for one, will be mashing the refresh button on my browser and just hoping, to get a copy for myself. Okay, let's jump over to Cubicle 7. This week, Warhammer Age of Sigmar got a preview for one of the archetypes in the upcoming game, the Doomseeker. The Doomseeker is described as more than just a mindless barbarian, and that something from their past has set them on this path. They're a warrior with nothing left to lose, and they are truly a terror on the battlefield, recklessly throwing themselves at their enemies. Also, from Warhammer Age of Sigmar, we got a preview for quote-unquote 6 bold adventurers. These include the Night Quester, the Warpist, the Griffhound, the Kurnoth Hunter, the Tidecaster, and the unpronounceable Endenringer. Expect more news from Age of Sigmar as we approach the 2019 release date. And finally, the Lonely Mountain Region Guide was announced for Adventures in Middle-earth, said to include rules for creating your own dragons, brand new artifacts, and 2 new playable races. The PDF will be available April 2019, and the print version will be 3rd quarter 2019. As mentioned at the top of the show, Talisman, the role-playing game, received a release date. Expect to find it at Gen Con 2019. Previously announced at Gamma Trade Show, Talisman is being produced by German game company Pegasus Spiel and based off of the fabled board game. It is said that you will be able to play as humans, ghouls, elves, sprites, and trolls as you wander around trying to collect, get this, talismans. Alright, over to Fantasy Flight Games now. This week, they saw the release of 2 free adventures over on their site. Firstly, there's one for the Genesis system, specifically the Android setting. It's called Night on the Town, and it's comprised of 2 separate adventures, one that was run at Gen Con 2018, and the other at PAX last year. The other is a brand new scenario for Legend of the Five Rings titled The Knotted Tales, and is part of the Masks of Oni. I'm really excited to check this game out and might have a chance to play it in the next few weeks, hopefully. More news on that to come. Switching gears over to Pinnacle, and more specifically Savage Worlds, it was announced this week that Savage Worlds Rifts will be receiving a brand new Kickstarter launching on April 16th, 2019. The Kickstarter will feature 3 new world books for North America. It was also announced that they're going to offer reprints of all the previous editions and books that have been released for Savage Worlds Rifts to be in line with the new Adventurers Edition rules. Moving over to Dungeons & Dragons, the Acquisitions Incorporated book received some new information this week. This is going to be the first book produced since 2015 by an outside design team. The book will include 8 new roles, including Cartographer, Decisionist, Documancer, and Hordes Person, in addition to others. There'll also be a slew of new materials for DMs as well, so don't you worry, this isn't going to be just player-based. We have some news on Mutant Crawl Classics coming out of Goodman Games this week. First up, from the successful Kickstarter Mutant Mayhem, the first wave of over 30 minis based off the game are now available on their site. In addition, there's also a Mutant Mayhem Minis character folio. That is a mouthful, now available on the website, which is also in conjunction with the minis themselves. It features 15 NPCs ranging from levels 1 through 3. Both these products are produced by Platypus Studios. And finally, as mentioned at the top of the show, the Sassoon Files, a Cthulhu role-playing source book and campaign book set in 1920 Shanghai, was ordered to be destroyed this week by a Chinese government official. As is regulation in China, when a publication is completed and set to be sent out overseas, it is inspected. After this inspector saw the materials, he demanded that all copies be destroyed. This is something straight out of Call of Cthulhu or Delta Green, and truly bizarre. I've never heard of this happening before with anything. The creator of the book is adamant that there is nothing disrespectful to the Chinese people or cultures in the materials. Alright, that brings us to the end of this episode of News from Around the Table. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, suggestions, or feedback, please leave them down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Like and subscribe to keep on top of all the latest episodes. And if you're a creator within the industry and you'd like some of your products featured on here, please reach out to me on Twitter at Jowzam3 or look me up at Jowzam's Den, and I'll be more than happy to get in touch with you. Thanks again, and have a great week.